My dear colleagues and friends, you have to bear in mind that we have in this government, in this country, a government that has plundered and pillaged our treasury. And now, after they have emptied the treasury, they walk through our communities on a Monday and say they care. It was last Monday in Sawa, they said they care. I'll come back to that just now. It is today in Pointe-à-Pitre, they're walking through to say they care. After our treasury has been plundered and pillaged. My dear friends, I ask you, what caring? What kind of care is that? I ask you, haven't they already turned their backs on all of us and threatened our property and our possessions under the guise of stewardship and love? Who it is body property tax? Who it is has said, after all the years you have worked and you have sweat and you have labored in the vineyard for your property, impose a property tax? Who has done that? And they say they care. I am telling you tonight that now is the time. In fact, I should tell you, now is the time to tell the government, right, where to get off. My dear colleagues and friends, now is not the time to be taking sides in this party with all kinds of foolishness. Now is the time for us as a party to be moving forward as one. As one. While the PNM consolidates to support their own mischief, we are being creative at finding ways to divide ourselves. We are being creative at finding ways at keeping each other at bay. I ask you tonight, where is the mobilization? Where are the street captains? Where are the voices of influence in Cumuto, Manzan, or in any other constituency? Where are they? Those voices we need to help us to build strong party groups to win this election. Where are those voices? Not one voice. I want to get 10,000, 100,000, 1 million voices I want. Those voices must be there. Where are the watchdogs to identify the implants being made by this PNM government who would do anything to steal this election? They have to steal this election, because if they don't do that, their very survival is threatened. The day they lose the election is the day we have to build a second jail. Trust me. A second jail is the day we have to, of course, close down Piaco and say you can't leave. So they have a vested interest to steal the election. And all of us must be observers, must be watchdogs. We have to be alert. We have to be alert. And we have to be, in some way, stop celebrating and begin to act and consolidate. And we have to take the reins of power whenever it presents itself. My dear friends, my dear colleagues, my dear brothers and sisters, being in the right place at the right time does not matter if we are not ready. I want to tell you again, being in the right place at the right time does not matter if we are not ready. I ask you, are you ready? Yes. Good. I'm ready. Right. We are lucky because we now have the brightest and the best political leader of any party anywhere in the Caribbean. I say again, anywhere in the Caribbean. There is no party in the Caribbean that has a leader as bright as Kamala. She has never even failed an exam. The girl at exam, she'll show off 14 distinction out of 15, 30 out of 14, and so on. And we are lucky. We have the best. But I tell you, the greatest plans that we can offer to Kamala on paper would be of no use to Kamala if we are not ready. We are of no use to Kamala if we are not ready. We may have the best intentions. We may have the best intentions to see the back of Patrick Manning, but if we are not ready, we are no use to Kamala. I tell you tonight that luck is the function of a prepared mind. Luck is the function of a prepared mind. So the question, therefore, as I stand here tonight to you is, are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? Yes. You heard Gypsy tonight. You heard Gypsy. He damn vexed. And I'll tell you something. When I come back from Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, I'm going to be more vexed. You heard Glenn Ram. He talking about the roads and so on that been built in the places where big piano, big wigs by estate and so on. You heard him. When you come back, he'll tell you. So the party tonight therefore stands fired and ready to go. You heard Yvette. She visit Aroka Maloney. She visit Arima. She visit here, there, and everywhere. But Glenn Ram can't do it alone. Yvette can't do it alone. Gypsy can't do it alone. And God knows Kamala can't do it alone. And I ask you, are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. My dear friends, this party needs people with a ready hand to do service. And sometimes a ready hand is more important than a ready tongue. You need people who prepare to walk the talk. Tonight, this party leadership comes to Cumuto Manzan because it believes and recognizes that the people here are ready to defeat this PM government. We know that. You're ready. But you alone mustn't be ready. Every constituency must be ready. Not only 15. Because if it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, we still are ready. We are in government. We are ready. And therefore, while you're ready in Cumuto Manzan, let that spread like a rash, like a disease throughout the country. You go here just now. My dear friends, the PNM government is a government that has reviled you. The PNM government has destroyed that sacred trust between the government and its people. The PNM government has squandered our money in a way that makes foreigners rich. You call the hearts of this world, make them rich, and left us poor. They have spent our money, make foreigners rich, and left us in poverty and shame. My brothers and sisters, I beg you tonight, I tell you, this country needs, there's a cry from a Percy Villafanas, an 81-year-old man, a resident of Sawan, who Manning say living in Winnipeg. Manning is, of course, chairman of this country's national security, and anyway Villafana living. You see how our security in trouble? Therefore I said to you tonight that this country needs more Percy Villafanas, men who are bold and brave enough at the age of 81 to stand and tell the Prime Minister, you are not welcome here. You are not welcome here. And we need thousands and thousands of Villafanas to tell Manning and his imported entourage when they come that they are not welcome here. They're not welcome here. Tell them so. They don't live here in any case. In this country, crime continues unabated. Our streets flow red with blood. Over 100 murders in less than 90 days. And we have the best Minister of National Security ever, according to Manning. My dear friends, in our hospitals, there is no health care. In fact, if you're on the highway, you don't even know where the Moncton Hospital is. They can't put a sign. To put a sign to say Moncton Hospital, they can't put that. No wonder our hospitals' health care is so bad. Our recreational facilities are in a total state of disrepair. And when you hear I come to deal with Mr. Hunt and the Sport Company on April the 9th, get